You know how when you're young, everything is new to you, you're very pure, you will explore the world with a lot of curiosity, but somehow when you grow up, you actually set a lot of boundaries for yourself. You know, you learn what other people tell you, what the society tells you, the media, your teachers, your parents. They tell you things that you can do, the things that you should not do. But sometimes, you know, there is no filter. You sometimes just kind of take it for granted. So this morning I was in a cafe, just having my regular coffee, and then I met this guy who basically went to the cafe alone. He's 50 over years old, and he's here in Chiang Mai with his kid, and the kid is 7. He has a 7-year-old daughter. So he's here basically to give the daughter like a different kind of environment, a different kind of education. He's from China, Beijing, and basically he told us that, you know, he brought his daughter here because he don't want the daughter to be growing up in the environment that is a little bit less freedom. He wants to give more freedom, and he wants to kind of give the daughter like international kind of exposure, right? Going into an international school. So I was thinking the daughter is actually very fortunate, right? She's exposed to different ideas, different ways of thinking just from a very young age. And he was also telling us that, you know, during the weekends, the daughter is not like at home looking at the iPad or looking at the phone or on social media. They go out to like a certain point, kind of aimless, like, you know, there is no really fixed agenda. They just go out, drive out, and they see what comes along, because you can't really plan here. Sometimes the weather changes very rapidly, but you know, they go out in nature. It is very, very nice, I think, to be in nature. Like currently it is around 11 a.m. and I'm in a park. It's drizzling, starting to drizzle a little bit. But yeah, like it's very nice to be just in nature. I think in Singapore it is it's very different, right? People, because the weather is quite hot and humid, people don't actually go out in nature, especially at this time. A lot of people seek the air condition, right? Going from one aircon place to another aircon place, and even just going from point to point, they try to go underground MRT tunnel to avoid the sun. But here, like, yeah, it is just very nice. You get to enjoy the great nature, and honestly, it is so healing to be in nature. So yeah, the little girl is very fortunate to have such a environment, I think. I think here in Chiang Mai, basically, you know, it's very easy to be out in nature. There's outdoor living. If you go to a cafe, you know, I always rather sit outside, because it's just very nice to be sitting outside. It's not hot, there's shade, there is fan, and you know, you just look at the greenery. It's just a very awesome experience. Even in the hot summer days, there is like mist. They use the sprinklers or sort of like the spray, right, so that it is not hot. So I think this habit, previously I have this habit of going from aircon to aircon and not really enjoying the outdoors, but now it has totally changed for me. Actually, once you're in nature, you will actually realize that, you know, nature has its own rhythm, nature has its own pace. Not everything needs to be fast. There's not a lot of things you can control. And actually, I think it has changed my perspective a little, because if I think as Singaporean we have this like kind of conditioning that everything needs to be efficient, everything needs to be perfect, and actually even my Thai language teacher kind of has that impression of Singapore, right? Of like how everything is so perfect. She went to Singapore and like the MRT is so perfect. It's always on time. Singaporeans are very perfectionist. I don't know. That's kind of the impression that people have of Singapore, but I think that's partially true. I think a lot of times we have kind of this need to be efficient, this need to be productive, this need to be perfect, and here I think it's very different. You definitely get to slow down. I think when we try to be perfect, we try to be productive all the time, it is a little bit of a double-edged sword. Of course, yes, there is progress, there is efficiency, things work, but at the same time, there's this tendency for us to burn ourselves out. Sometimes it's not sustainable, and also we kind of have this inability, because we are so busy, we are not able to kind of reflect on whether that is really the life we want to be chasing. I think society gives us a lot of ideas of what like success looks like. It kind of, there is a little bit of that idea that you need to study and get a good job, get a degree, then you start your family, have your house and all of that. And I think some people, if they don't achieve certain milestones, they feel like people are judging, or that they are falling behind. But I think that is not really the case. I mean, everyone has their own life, and it's okay to live a different life. And honestly, I feel from my conversations with some of my friends, I think a lot of people care about what people think about them. But honestly, I really think everyone just mainly care about themselves. They are the center of the world. They really don't really care about what other people think, or rather, they don't really care about what other people are doing, right? Mostly, to be honest, people just care about themselves. So it's just like contradiction, but that is amplified. People care about what other people think, and that is why people suffer, and that's why people feel miserable. Honestly, if you don't care about what other people think, your life will be much happier, or at least that's what I experienced. I mean, I think in the past I do care a little bit more about what other people think. Once I reach a certain age, I don't care as much and I am much happier now that I don't care about what other people think. I think the more important thing is that you love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, and you are the one who has to live with yourself, then it is going to be tough. Yeah, so that's really what I think. And honestly, every society will have a different kind of set of rules. The system works a little bit differently. I was talking to the cafe owner also just now, and he was telling us about how in northern Thailand, the Lana culture, right, is that people help each other, right? Like previously, of course, in the past, northern Thailand is part of the Lana kingdom, and of course there's a lot of agriculture, farming, and people help each other in their rice fields for free. It's just what they do, that's part of the culture. People help each other out. I think in today's society it's a little bit different. it is competitive, it's individualistic. People have this sense of, oh, I need to be better than someone else. There's no, or rather not as much kampong spirit or like the helpfulness, like people kind of keep to themselves. And I think that's why a lot of people are feeling little dissatisfied, feeling some people feeling isolated, because we have lost that sense of community. We have lost that sense of community. We have lost that sense of that connection to nature, and we are disconnected. So if you're feeling a little bit lost, a little bit disoriented, you are unhappy with life, you feel like you are left behind, or just having this sense of dissatisfaction, I hope this video gives you a different perspective. Go out in nature, connect with the community, reevaluate if the life that you're currently pursuing is the life you actually want to live. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.